Should NASCAR get rid of the All-Star race? Let's talk about it.
What you say? That you only.
Last night was the All-Star race in Texas for the NASCAR Cup Series. And it was a snooze fest, but it got a little bit interesting towards the end. Not really. Race was just not good at all. If you didn't catch it, pretty much Kyle Busch dominated stage 1 and stage 2. And Kyle was dominating. Like, no one was gonna pass him. Like, the clean air, just no one could get to the car in front that had clean air. If you had the clean air, you pretty much were gonna win the race. And then Kyle blew a tire, and pretty much Ross Chastain, I guess, at first, I thought his spotter didn't tell me he was there, but he was racing Blaney at the time, and they just really didn't see Kyle Busch. And Chastain's spotter was busy focused on him battling Blaney, so he told him to go low. And about that time when Kyle blew his tire, Kyle goes down to try to pull off the track, and then Chastain hits him and just literally almost flips, and then wrecks in the Chase Elliott, and they all get taken out. It just wasn't a good product. It was very boring. Not much had happened. Like, the only thing that kind of made it I guess, entertaining was when cautions came out. But as Black Flags Matters would say, a track that needs cautions to make the race interesting is not a good track. And that's Texas. Texas is awful. Texas is not a good track. We don't need to have the All-Star race anymore. The fix it, I say bring it back to Charlotte. Bring it back to Charlotte and kind of just screw with the format however you need to. The reason I say keep it in Charlotte is for this reason. Charlotte has this history, right? Most of the race teams are located in Charlotte. It's such a, I guess, like almost an event for like 2 weeks, right? Because you have the All-Star race and then you have the Coke 600 next week. It's just one of those things where, yes, the racing wasn't the best, but we've proven that taking the race to Texas obviously hasn't worked. Past few years have been awful. Texas just isn't producing a good product of racing, even with the next-gen car. I don't exactly know what to do, but the race was awful. Even Dale Jr. tweeted out last night and said this race was like, the first stage of the race was like a rice cake or something like that. Like a rice cake. I mean, come on, man. Like, we have to do something to get this race better, or the All-Star race. We got to figure something out, because the All-Star race, I feel like, is dying. It was the most boring All-Star race I have watched in a long. Granted, the product that we had at Charlotte for a while was not that good. But I think with this next gen car, I think that the product can kind of be brought back to what it was from about 05 to 2012, and even a little bit past 12. The All-Star race was still super fun to watch at Charlotte. Just something about Charlotte, the fact that fans can go see the race shops, NASCAR Hall of Fame, just all this history in North Carolina just within itself. With North Wilkesboro Speedway, and obviously, just so many racing families being from North Carolina. Obviously, the Earnhardt family and all that stuff. You've got, the Dale Earnhardt statue in North Carolina as well. It's just so much racing history that comes with Charlotte that while the racing might not be the best, it makes the weekend really good. I just feel like Texas really didn't have that all-star vibe. Like, I don't know. Being at Texas just doesn't give me an all-star race vibe, if that makes sense, right? Like, Charlotte gives you that vibe that it's all-star weekend. Watching last night, I never really got that feeling of it's all-star weekend. Like, everything just wasn't. None of it felt like All-Star Weekend to me. And I feel like if you go back to Charlotte, I feel like you're going to be able to bring that feeling back, right? You're going to have the fans. You're going to have all these festivities all weekend. Whereas just it did not feel like All-Star Weekend at all. It was okay, but it did not feel like All-Star Weekend at all. And then obviously, you had the dumb caution at the end. For those who don't know, Ryan Blaney coming to take the checkered flag after the most boring All-Star race of all time. We're like, oh, thankfully it's finally over. He's about to cross the finish line. Caution lights come on. They tell him, yeah, we gotta run the race back, green, white, checkered, because the All-Star race format didn't allow the race to end under caution. So then Blaney's net, he can't get it back up, right? So pretty much they just let Blaney race with the net down type thing. You know, it wasn't like fully secured back. Why NASCAR didn't allow him to come back down pit road, just let him hook it back up, then let him go back up there and start back up there, I don't know why they didn't do that. Because Hamlin made the comment of it was done, they didn't black flag him. And at first people were like, what do you mean? And it wasn't the fact that Hamlin was mad that Blaney didn't get punished. Hamlin didn't want to get punished. Hamlin was complaining because of the safety reason that NASCAR let him stay out there. Was because Hamlin almost wrecked him coming off 2, I think, on the back straightaway. Almost wrecked Blaney. And he was like, I literally had to back off completely because he's like, if I hit Blaney and let's say he crashes or something and gets nailed, because you got to think, earlier in like the race, all the crashes that happened in the All-Star race were very nasty crashes. So Hamlin was so scared of, hitting Blaney, because if Blaney crashes and has a nasty crash, Blaney could get seriously hurt with the window net being down and such. You get what I'm saying? So like, it was so dumb by NASCAR to let that happen. They should have just let Blaney come down, fix his window net, let him get back up in the lead, and then start the race back. Boom, easy, simple. Why they didn't do that, I have no idea. And why they even threw the caution to begin with, I don't even know. The caution should have never came out. That was just so dumb. NASCAR was just trying to save face because of how bad the race had been. But yeah, I don't know what you do. I think you take it back to Charlotte. I think you take it back to Charlotte, and that's your last hope of saving the All-Star race. Because after that, if you can't save it at Charlotte, then I just don't think you should have the All-Star race. That's just my opinion. But overall, yeah, All-Star race, I'm gonna give it like a 1.5 out of 5. That's being like nice. Racing was awful. There wasn't really, there were some decent like mid-pack battles, but no one could pass. Like Denny Hamlin tried to pass Suarez for like, I think it was like 8 laps, and they were just side by side. They literally couldn't pass each other. If you had the clean air, you pretty much were going to win that race, and that's what happened to Blaney after Kyle Busch wrecked out. But yeah, just awful. Not a good product. I don't know exactly what to do. Let me know what you guys think about the All-Star race down below. What you guys think what NASCAR should do? Should they bring it back to Charlotte? Should they just get rid of the All-Star race? Or let me know a track that you think could possibly save the All-Star race outside of Charlotte. So let me know now in the comment section down below. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching this. And yeah, peace.